Hey, it's Ryan here, and I'm back after a long hiatus. I have a new mic and everything. The quality is much better, but it's not the best. Um, but I decided, I will give this YouTube thing another shot. Um, I wanted to do like a whole face reveal and have a whole like setup, but things did not really turn out that way. So I'm back to doing I'll record over like slideshows of pictures thing from like the Silent Hill 2 video. So, pro wrestling is a very niche subject, especially on YouTube, and that comes with a few problems. One problem is that you're most likely not gonna get a bunch of views on your videos. The second problem is that if you do get views, most of them are gonna be from WWE fans, because that's the biggest pro wrestling company on the planet. I wanted to distance myself from my current Twitter account, which is at Ryan Duckworth. I've gone against that so anyone can look at my account and see that I am a WWE hater. Hater is in air quotes. And this problem doesn't get any better. I've seen lots of wrestling YouTubers get flamed in the comments for not liking WWE, even when they're an AEW-centric channel. Now, I say all this to say that despite those two issues, I feel compelled to make a video about wrestling. I don't know why, but for lack of a better term, I feel forced to make one. So I decided to make my first wrestling video on the landscape of professional wrestling in 2024 and some of the companies that are in the ecosystem. Starting with WWE, I don't watch it. I'm going to try to keep things simple with my thoughts because I do have more extensive opinions on the WWE and other companies, but I don't really want to get into them now. That might be a bad decision, but it's the one I'm making. So, WWE, I don't watch. No real thoughts, I guess. Next is AEW. This is my promotion of the year. However, that's something that'll probably never change for me unless they become like total dog shit. But because it is the main promotion that I watch with so many matches and wrestlers that I absolutely love, it's hard to say I like another company more. There are definitely issues with the promotion, but I think they're issues that can be fixed and worked on. It's hard for me to say that the promotion that brought me Swerve versus Hangman is not my promotion of the year. I could say more, but I don't really want to get into discussions about AEW, especially on this like general type of video. I can save that for a much longer video down the line. I'm also a mostly positive person when it comes to the promotion. Alright, next promotion, New Japan Pro Wrestling. I would say it's on its way up. I have a ton of respect for New Japan as they were the company that brought me back to wrestling when Kenny Omega was doing his thing, so it'll always have a special place in my heart. This year was rough for them, as it was for most companies. They lost Kazuchika Okada near the beginning of the year in a situation that I still don't really understand. Will Ospreay finished up his obligations and left. It also became apparent that Tetsuya Naito was slowly losing it. That's the nicest way I can put it. But yeah, he's losing it. The young guys aren't ready or put in positions to really become top guys, and most recently, Hiroshi Tanahashi has announced his in-ring retirement for January 4th, 2026. Now, it's not a total disaster. Ryohei Oiwa has come back to New Japan and joined TMDK, and seems to be the young guy that New Japan really needs right now. Speaking of TMDK, Zack Sabre Jr. won the IWGP title, and it seems for the first time in a while, New Japan is steady, which is important. It's not on the rise or falling, it's steady, which I think is very beneficial to any company. And to add to that, Power Struggle was pretty good, and both of the Tokyo Dome shows seem to be shaping up nicely. Next promotion, TNA. It probably should be dead. I don't know how TNA is still going on. Their last show was not good overall, even though there were some bright spots. I have no interest in this promotion in 2024. And especially in 2025 when 3 of their top stars leave. I said that I don't watch WWE, but I've seen more of it in 2024 than I did TNA, so... Next promotion. Pro Wrestling Noah. I would say good. Kaito Kiyomiya has really saved this promotion this year. It's not putting on bad shows or anything, but without Kaito, a lot of the matches are just there in a sense. There's other guys like Masaki Miya, Go Shiozaki, Keno, who when asked to are able to really put in work, especially Keno, who was my guy in the first half of the year. Shout out to the Luchadors as well for really making me tune into certain shows like Dragon Bane, Alpha Wolf, and El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., who actually won the GHC Heavyweight Championship this year, which was dope to see. I don't know what's next for Noah. Like New Japan, it seems very steady to me, but it doesn't feel like there's this upward momentum like there is in New Japan. There's also the WWE stuff, which may or may not affect my enjoyment. Next promotion is All Japan. All Japan, all I can really say in one word is like a huge So when it comes to All Japan, if you look at it in a vacuum, if you look at it as just another promotion, then I think it's good. Again, there are issues, and this year might have been rough for them as well, but I think it's overall solid. However, and Noah technically has the same problem too, if you take into account that this is the promotion that had the 4 Pillars of Heaven, as well as Jumbo Tsurata, Stan Hansen, and Jun Akiyama, you kind of look at modern day All Japan and sigh a bit. I would also like to come in with an edit and say that after a few days of writing this section, Davey Boy Smith won the Triple Crown Championship. I thought I had like extensive thoughts on this. Now that it comes to like actually saying them, I don't think I do. Next promotion, CMLL. Now this is wrestling. CMLL is my second favorite promotion of the year, and overall is probably the best in terms of average quality. You'll very rarely see matches that are bad. They're there, but it's rare. CMLL has really benefited from their collaboration with New Japan and AEW, with Hechicero being the biggest benefactor in my opinion. He went from someone I never really heard of to being one of my favorites of the year. This roster is so insanely stacked, but to me the thing I like most about CMLL is that there are people on the roster that are good but aren't at the level of some other guys, but they're put into these matches and these situations that are played to their strengths so they look like $1 million. Shout out to Mascara Dorada. He's the future of this industry. Anywho, those are my quick thoughts on some promotions, but if you happen to be watching this, then you may be wondering, what's the point? What does this mean in the greater landscape of professional wrestling? Well, despite me being seemingly positive on a lot of these promotions, I also acknowledge that there are issues with every promotion I mentioned. I think we're reaching a turning point in wrestling. It's kind of like basketball, where some seasons you're a championship contender, and then everything you do is so you'll get the championship. However, as time passes, even if you win a championship, those key players will age out or leave or retire. And if things get bad enough, you'll be so bad that you'll just spend years and seasons in a rebuild phase where you're just trying to be good. You're making moves so like people respect you and not trash your team. And that's where I feel wrestling is heading. I think outside of WWE, AEW, and CMLL, the rest of these companies are going to struggle for a while. That's not even talking about the independent scene, which is like god-awful. And I know there's a lot of promotions that I didn't cover, like Stardom and DDT and others, but that's because I don't watch them except for certain matches or big events. And I know it might seem hypocritical to be a bit sour on modern wrestling and then say I don't watch everything that is modern, but there's a lot of classics that I haven't seen. And if anything, maybe that's an indictment on these companies that I'd rather watch Do Fixer versus Blood Generation again than watch something new. This is a crazy ending to my first wrestling video. Maybe I should have picked a happier topic like my favorite match or event, but I think this is a good first impression, I guess. I don't know, man. That's it. That's my ending. Sorry for my long absence. I wanted to make videos for a while, especially on the Silent Hill 2 remake, which I knew was going to be brilliant, so that's a win for me. My next video may be a review of the remake or something wrestling related. Who really knows? Could be in a year or something. Thank you for watching. If you are watching this, I promise I won't leave for like another 6 months or however long my other hiatus was. Now here's my shitty black screen outro.